Hello guys, welcome to TNA Throwback. It's already August and it's episode 25 and we are 10 days away from the next pay-per-view Hardcore Justice. You already know that we had a breach of 5 impacts from Victory Road to Hardcore Justice. So let's check out what happened on last week's show. Basically, Sting and Angle opened the show and called out Bischoff, and they wanted revenge for the interferences of World Elite in their World Title Series matches. As you already have caught up with the series, right now I run a World Title tournament since Sting was the title to Mr. Anderson, so we can have a new number 1 contender for Hardcore Justice. Bischoff only said they'll face Abyss and Bashir in a tag match. Then we had the 2 more first round matches remain to take place after Hardy and Styles already qualified. Daniels defeated Austin Aries and Lito to qualify. Then they argued for a while and they shook hands, the babyfaces Aries and Lito. Dainero and Jordan warned and talked about a new member joining their group, the Congregation, on this show I'm gonna book right now. Tess Macker defeated Taryn Terrell in a singles match. RVD cut a promo on Joe and talked about winning the World Title Tournament. Team 3D were shown in the back because Brother Ray is taking home Gunner. Gunner defeated Brother Ray after Devon distracted the ref but ultimately led to Ray's downfall. Morgan and Tom Cole continued to dominate by defeating LAX. Styles cut a promo about becoming our contender, but on this week of Impact he's facing Kazarian. Kazarian defeated AJ in a non-title match after Flair's Titantron distracted AJ. Robbie defeated Eric Young in a Shore Open Challenge match. Backstage, Jarrett continued offering Anderson a spot in his group, but Anderson walked out. Steiner cut a promo on Joe and called him a fat, stupid Samoan, so this feud is continuing. RVD defeated Samoa Joe in the last first round match from the tournament, and after that Joe got pissed off and then went to the back to hunt for Steiner. Presumably he got in his head. And the main event, Sting and Angle defeated Abyss and Bashir. After the match, we had tensions between the World Elite as Jarrett was extremely unhappy with Abdul Bashir. So let's move on to the August 5 episode of Impact. And as you guys already know, we are beginning the show with a dark match. It's gonna be a random ass match, just to fill up the slot for the matches. We have to have 4 matches. This is the norm. So we put together a random match so we can write the recap after this. So the show will open with Mr. Anderson. He'll come out to the ring. He'll explain that he doesn't want to have any affiliation with World Elite. He talked about the World Title Tournament and what he's wanted to pick to win the tournament, I guess. So he got interrupted by Jeff Jarrett, of course. I'm just gonna book it as interviews because I don't really care to find the angle for this specific thing. But you know guys, the game is just a platform. The point here is for me to explain the idea behind what I'm doing. So if you're watching the series, you care about the storyline progression. You don't really care about what segment I'm gonna input in this EWR game. So ever since like the start, I'm already playing EWR for like 7 years. I found it out in 2010, but of course In the beginning, I had no idea how to edit a show or how to change the graphics or any of this advanced type of shit. So from the beginning, I never really cared about the game itself. I think the game is just a platform so you can showcase your ideas, and because the game is simple enough, so it's not like TEW, which overcomplicates anything. So let's just see what happens. So Anderson will come out, he'll talk about the World Title Tournament, he'll say that he has no desire to affiliate with World Elite as a follow-up to all the angles from the previous weeks where Jarrett was trying to recruit him and try to work him to become a member of this faction. Jarrett will come out with his group and he will interrupt Anderson, he will tell him that he's the one losing, and he will say that he's facing Gunner tonight, so this will set up the match for Anderson tonight. And as you guys are already aware, Jarrett and Anderson are both heels, but this doesn't mean they have to be affiliated. We can have some sort of a... I support the idea of wrestlers having personalities. I don't think that just because someone is a heel, he can associate with another heel. Anderson is doing his own thing, he's the world champion, he doesn't want to affiliate with Jarrett's group. Jeff Jarrett also, in the next, the fourth segment, I have input about Angle and Bashir. As you remember, Bashir is on a losing streak, and although 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, I don't really remember, Bashir interfered in Kurt Angle's match, and he costed him the match, because then Jeff Jarrett kicked out Douglas Williams from the group, and Bashir wanted to solidify his place. He didn't want to lose his place, and he tried to get on good hands with his group. But unfortunately, Bashir just continues to lose, as he's the next weak link after Douglas Williams. So Jeff Jarrett warned Bashir that if he doesn't beat Kurt Angle tonight in a one-on-one match, he is really... he's gonna be fired, I guess. He's gonna be out from this group. So Bashir is right now shitting his pants. And this is gonna be the setup for the main event, which is gonna be Kurt Angle versus Abdul Bashir. So the first match on the show is gonna be the first semi-final. RVD against Chris Daniels, and RVD is gonna win by botched interference from Kazarian, because Kazarian is gonna try to interfere, since you know that they are in a feud together for the X Division title. So Kazarian will try to interfere. After a rev bump, he's gonna try to hit RVD with the title, but instead he will take out Daniels, and RVD is gonna advance to the finals of the tournament here next week. Next week is the final of the tournament that will determine the next #1 contender for Mr. Anderson, and basically who will face him at Hardcore Justice. Next thing on the show, we're gonna have Samoa Joe cutting a promo on Scott Steiner, but he will talk about Pete Williams. He's gonna take him out. He's gonna take his sidekick out. Then we'll have an angle where Morgan and Tomko are gonna enter Team 3D's locker room, and they're gonna talk about let's just say Matt Morgan enters Brother Devon's locker room, Brother Ray, because we can't do a tag team. So because these guys have a tag match tonight, and Morgan and Tomko are baby faces, so they want to show respect to the reigning champions of Team 3D. The next thing on the show is gonna be the Shores Open Challenge. Robbie E challenging anyone on the roster in a non-title match. If someone beats him, he'll gain a global title match. And this is the return of Zack Ryder. I don't really know why, but I don't really felt like the storyline had a good closure after their match. I felt like you know, the Christy Hemme turn and aligning with Robbie E was good, but we need to have a closure between a distinctive heel and a distinctive babyface, and I'm gonna get this closure at Hardcore Justice when they meet in a singles match one more time. So the next thing on the show is gonna be the Promised Joe attack. It's gonna be a backstage attack. Assault needs paramedics, and this is gonna write off PT from this show. I may even not return him to television, because my plan is to, I'm probably gonna have him return, but basically my plan is to split Steiner from him, because I have run this Steiner and PT alignment since like probably in the beginning of March, ever since their inaugural feud here. I like to run Steiner on his own for a while, have his own feuds, not relying on a sidekick. Probably they're gonna attack a few more times, but this is gonna be the end of PT for at least here for this run. And if I release someone or fire someone officially from the game, I will tell you guys. I can always find a spot for some of the wrestlers on the roster. If someone is really annoying to me, I will fire him. But so of course, let's just focus on the show right now. Abyss and Gunner are gonna interfere, and it's gonna be a 3-team brawl, and the purpose is gonna be to build up to a future match, because as you guys already know, Team 3D had started already a feud with Abyss and Gunner, and here we have them taking on Morgan and Tomko, and Abyss and Gunner are gonna interfere. So this is gonna be the continuation there. Before that, I haven't mentioned that Kazarian cut a promo. He will say that he failed to cost RVD the match, but there's one more match left in the series, so you can never doubt him. This may have been on purpose, I guess. So yeah, rating. So the whole point of Samoa Joe taking out Pete Williams is first of all to write him off TV, and actually to put Joe and Steiner on even odds, because they have a feud for probably like 2 months, and he has always been interfering on Steiner's behalf. So we want to have the last grudge match completely clean at the Hardcore Justice pay-per-view. So the next thing on the show, we're gonna have the newly formed tag team of the Congregation from the Pope and the Inero taking on the Motor City Machine Guns. Of course, the heels are gonna win, but how are they gonna win? We'll have an interference from the new member. I have already told you. I have already booked the, not booked, but I already announced. They have already announced they're gonna have a new member. It's gonna be Xavier Woods, which is Consequences Creed. I have removed the Consequences part of his name. He's just gonna be known as Creed. He's gonna be the 3rd member of the Congregation, and we are gonna solidify this in the next stable. Introduce new singles member. The Congregation will introduce Creed. Oh, so I forgot that actually. I guess you can do this. Unfortunately, this sucks. The stable has only the Pope and Orlando. I guess it needs to have 3 members for an introduction, so Yeah, we'll just have this as a blank interview, so we can't really do this segment, but we're gonna. So the third member of the congregation is Creed, who is Xavier Woods. So it's the Pope, Orlando Jordan, and Xavier Woods. The next thing on the show, we're gonna have Morgan and Tomko being pissed off, and they'll demand a match with Abyss and Gunner next week because earlier in the show, Abyss and Gunner interfered and costed them their match. Actually, they costed everyone's. You know, they just interfered and they fucked up the match. So we are gonna have Bischoff announcing that we have the match next week, but it's gonna be a #1 contendership match. So because we can't just give Abyss and Gunner the clear title shot, you know. Morgan and Toku has been on fire. Abyss and Gunner have had some sort of a beef with Team 3D, so we'll settle this next week on the Go Home show in a #1 contenders match. So a lot of #1 contenders matches here on next week's show. The next match is gonna be Mr. Anderson against Gunner. Why it will be in the middle of the show? Because the main event is gonna be reserved for Angle taking on Bashir. Because this Angle Bashir match is gonna have big consequences on Bashir's involvement with the World Elite group. Of course, Anderson is gonna win, but it's gonna be another fail of an interference, this time by Jeff Jarrett. So what is gonna happen? We are gonna have Mr. Anderson just push Gunner onto Jarrett, who is gonna be on the apron, and he's gonna mic check him and pin him. So Anderson goes over Gunner, and the next thing on the show, we're gonna have Angelina Love cut the promo on Brooke Tessmacher, since their feud is continuing to go on. The next thing is gonna be an interview with Lito and Flair. You know, they got unfinished business with AJ, and last week Lito competed in the World Title Tournament but lost to Daniels and Aries in a 3-way. Only to Daniels, you know, Aries also lost. So Lito is gonna cut a promo on AJ. He's gonna say that he hopes he fails, you know, because this is gonna be Jeff Hardy and AJ in the next World Title Tournament match in the other semi-final, and Jeff Hardy is gonna win, but he's gonna win clean. There's not gonna be an interference. After the match, AJ is gonna have a temper tantrum, and the purpose is to put Jeff Hardy over. So after the match, AJ is gonna grab a mic. He's gonna cut a passionate promo on Flair, and on Lito he's gonna say that they're a piece of shit and they have got into his head and they are the reason why he's failing to get back on even ground and challenge for the world title. Of course, AJ is the heel, so he's really blaming Lito for no reason because he just lost the match clean and he's blaming the babyface. So, and we are already on our way to the main event. Before the match begins, Angle is gonna grab the mic and he's gonna tell Bashir that he agreed with Bischoff to make the match a last man standing, so shit is just becoming worse for Bashir. So this is not gonna be a simple singles match. This is gonna be a last man standing match with Bashir's career in World Elite on the line. And of course, Angle is gonna win. we're gonna have putting Kurt Angle over. And actually, after the match, we're gonna have this is not gonna be really tied up, but after the match, we're gonna have Douglas Williams coming to ringside. You know, he's gonna be there for Bashir. And this show, the importance of the show is gonna be that Bashir is out of World Elite. As you can already see, I have made create turn, and it got a new gimmick, so 89% here. So the biggest takeaway from the show is gonna be Angle beating Bashir and kicking him out of the World Elite faction. Douglas Williams will come out, he's gonna have Bashir's back, and World Elite is just gonna be Jeff Jarrett, the Beast and Gunner at this point. But don't worry, there's gonna be new members soon. So I have decided a long time ago to get rid of Bashir and Williams because I don't feel like they're main event material. Because this angle, the purpose of the angle is to be one of the center points of the show. So I want to include guys who are more relevant. I want to include guys who are more interesting in the group, and it's gonna become better after the pay-per-view because we are gonna have new members. We will start the build to No Surrender and Bound for Glory. But let's just stay on track. We are done here with this episode. The next show is the Go Home show for Hardcore Justice. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.